You know, I am going to buy myself a side saddle. I'm using the flat saddle for now, but I've decided, with some input that I got on the internet this morning from people who really know side saddles, there's no simulating a side saddle safely. Now, unfortunately, since I love cow work, I need a very special kind of Western side saddle. And Charlie Goodnight, way back I think in the 1800s, made a Western side saddle for his wife for going out to collect up his cattle. Now, I've done some internet searching on that, and it looks pretty much like the Western side saddles I see that are made today. However, it has one more extra piece, and the only way I think I'm going to be able to get that extra piece is by simulation or go to a cobbler. Maybe a cobbler can do it for me. I'm going to show you that when Angela comes closer to the stone boat. The stone boat is a way for me to practice roping on Eve here in this corridor when Selah, my mini zebu heifer, is pulling this stone boat. But those are a lot of variables to put all together without breaking it up into small pieces. At the end of the last show where we worked with Selah and Eve, we had them both here, and we had them looking at each other, and we were moving the stone boat. Selah, who is also used for cow work, and so is her mom Susie, was a little bit uneasy having Eve here in this corridor without watching her. She likes to watch whatever she suspects is going to be chasing her or pushing her, doing cow work with her. So we need to get Selah desensitized to Eve, especially when Selah has her yoke on, which keeps her from looking out her peripheral vision. Those cows depend a lot on peripheral vision. So for today, we're not bringing Selah out. We brought out Eve. We brought out the stone boat. We brought out my rope. We brought out some other tools like my arm extension if we need it. But here's what we're going to do. And because my legs are bothering me today, they have been since the very early part of the morning, I realized it'd be better not to get up in the saddle. So Angela, who doesn't ride a lot, is in the saddle with Eve. And Eve is being good. We had her here in the corridor for the last 10 minutes or so. She gets kind of worried about seeing the wildlife out here on the creek bank. I'm going to pull the stone boat, and Angela is just going to try to keep Eve in the right position. We'll see if this works today. And it is a little bit windy, so it's a little bit scary. And let me show you what the right position is, and then we're going to move just a few steps forward towards the camera. Then we're going to turn everything around and move away from the camera. The right position for me to rope is a little bit off to the left of the horns. I have my best chance of catching when I'm in the correct position with my horse. Most of the time, if a roper misses their target, it has nothing to do with their roping skills. It has to do with the way they're riding their horse and what position they're putting their horse in, and whether or not the horse understands the position they're supposed to be in. And whether or not a horse understands they're supposed to be rating the moving object, which means if the moving object goes faster, they go faster. If it goes slower, they go slower. And they need to stay in the correct position so that the roper in the saddle can have a good chance of catching their target. We're going to talk about the Charlie Goodnight saddle after we try this exercise. I'm going to start walking towards the camera, and I'm going to ask Angela, with just ever so slight request from Eve, to put Eve in this position right here. Now we have on Eve, when she gets upset, she of course raises her head. We have on Eve the double reins that we bought a long, long time ago that worked wonders with Eve. And they're on Eve's bridle and just sitting on Eve's neck. And if Eve starts getting stressed, Angela will stop asking for the turn or the roll or the back. She'll instead ask Eve So I'm going to take this stone boat with the chains that are normally hitched up to Sheila or Susie with their harnesses and their yokes on. And I'm going to start pulling just a few steps at a time. Try to get over to the left. Okay, all right. See, she didn't understand. Okay, come around me. Keep your heels down. Look where you're going. Put yourself down the middle of the corridor. Look where you want to turn. Slide your hand down the rein. Okay, stop her. Okay, you're going to have to ask with a little more authority. Make sure that her head doesn't go up. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back there and help you understand what is the right answer. Okay, ask yourself. Visual. Trying to think of a way to help Angela get that stop without having somebody there to remind Eve what Angela's asking for. Uh-oh. She made you go forward? Okay. Now, if a horse is going forward in a straight path and you don't want it, the best thing is to get that flexion in the neck. Or slide your hand down, get the flexion. Slide your hand down. Yeah, you cannot bring your arms behind your back. Your arms, your elbows need to stay in the right position, and to get that cue, you need to slide your hand down the reins. Well, maybe that's what this lesson's going to be all about. We're just not going to be able, because I can't get up in the saddle today. Turn her around right away. See, she's getting the answer that she wants. When she starts walking forward and you don't want her to, turn her. In the best of worlds, I'd get up in the saddle and do it, but on this show, okay, turn, okay, good. On this show, I don't think I've mentioned that I'm scheduled for a hip replacement of my left hip in June. So I'm being real careful and I'm listening to my body. If I wake up hurting, I say, I better not do anything that I think will make it hurt more. This time, don't even ask her. Let's see what she says when I move the stone boat. Okay, come up towards the horns. Stop. Yes, small steps at a time. Better. Okay, and she's licking her lips. She said, oh, is that all you wanted? But you see, she's looking at the creek bank. She's looking to flee if she sees or hears something weird out there. There are a lot of predators out on that creek bank. She's looking. Okay, I would actually slide my hand down the right side of the rein and get that flexion the other direction. Oh, okay, okay. Now, back her if you can. Look over her ears. Back. This is a perfect time for the double reins. And Eve, and a lot of horses often think when you're asking for something you want that much flexion. Good. And stop. And pat her. Let her know she gave you the right answer. Now I'm going to walk a few steps forward. Don't even move at first. See if she offers to step towards the stone boat, and if not, look at the stone boat. Don't look at Eve's ears. And be ready to ask for flexion if she starts going forward when you don't want it. And here comes the wind again. Okay, and stop. Good. One small step at a time. Okay, we're just showing you what we're going to be doing out here a lot. As soon as the weather gets better and I get better. I've already shown you how We practice roping on one simulator after another, and even on my mini Zebus, I hope this summer. But now what I'd like you to do, Angela, is I'm going to move this out of the way. Walk up to here close to the camera. I want to talk about the Charlie Goodnight side saddle, which I don't think I'm going to be able to buy here in California, and especially not in West Santa Cruz. Can you come up to the saddle? I'm going to get ready to give her a... Okay. Whoa. Okay. She's watching me. Okay. Now, I hope that this isn't misunderstood. If my program gets sent out on Facebook again, which is what happened with my program from 2 days ago, this is just for demonstration purposes. If I had a side saddle right now, a Western side saddle, it would look a little bit more like a Western saddle. It would have a Western skirt. And there'd be a holder for my knee, my right knee, right here. Can you come and look, Scott? Yeah, we want to... Good, good. Okay, right here they'd be a holder for my knee. And the Western saddles often also have a holder that's cupped this way, so that the left foot, which is in the stirrup, isn't going to be pulled up more than you want it to be. You have something to push against. So in other words, let me say, with these two these two utensils, this would be a holder for my knee, and this would be a holder for my right knee, and this would be a holder for my left knee. And it looks kind of like this. Is it clear on the camera? Okay. Now here's what's different about the Charlie Goodnight Cowgirl saddle. There is also a holder right here to keep, I think it's turned this way, if this knee is in the holders over here and you're working a cow and there's a lot of haunches swinging back and forth, your knee has a stop here. It has a stopper to keep it from falling off the saddle, getting out of position. And that's what I haven't been able to find at any website at all on the internet. I saw a picture of a Charlie Goodnight saddle on a historical website. I went to ISSO, that's the International Side Saddle Association, or ISSA. Wasn't able to find a Charlie Goodnight saddle for sale. And I doubt that if I did, I could afford it, because it's going to be an antique, extremely expensive. So instead, I'm going to probably just buy a Western pleasure side saddle and somehow rig up a holder over here on this side, which will allow me to do some fast footwork with cows. So that's what I want. I want to be able to do cow work. And I want to be able to do it with the side saddle until I can again, if I ever can again, ride astride in the saddles that I have.